I love complexity, but I long for spaciousness. And I would say that my work represents that. You can see a lot of layers in my work, and yet in the end, I want it to feel spacious, but not empty space, a kind of full and rich space. I'm Andrea Kielpinski. I'm an artist here in Little Rock, and I am thrilled to be showing my work in this lovely space, the Argenta Public Library Gallery in North Little Rock. The best way someone has described me is as a chameleon. I've had way too many careers in my life, and I'm still going. I started my college career at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. Then I went to music school. Then I became an engineer. I've been a math teacher, a therapeutic musician, and now I'm a full-time visual artist. A year ago, I was in France doing an artist residency, and like many people who go away to find themselves, something opened. The word spacious kept coming to me, and when I came back, I wanted to keep that sense of spaciousness. So this year has been an exploration of how to maintain a sense of spaciousness in a world that often seems closed. I've tried a lot of things in my studio and outside of my studio. And the fruits of all those explorations are here on the walls. These three pieces I did during that residency in France, and I am not a plein air painter. I don't paint landscapes, so I was a little nervous about how I was going to really make use of being in this beautiful environment. And of course, the whole idea of spaciousness is something I took away from that. But also, as I traveled around France, for instance, I was in Chartres, and I walked the labyrinth there, and somehow this just appeared in my work. So I felt that I was really absorbing a lot of ancient and beautiful things that were coming out in maybe a more abstracted way. But I did feel that these could only have been produced as a result of that experience, that journey. It's called The Turning of the World, and each piece does stand on its own, I feel. But as I said, I noticed how many different symbols were creeping in. For instance, this is a Celtic cross, the idea of crossing the circle. And then, as I mentioned, the labyrinth. This is a magic square that people have been interested in various cultures for many, many centuries. So in a way, it's kind of a homage to a lot of different ways people have searched for something higher. Well, back in Little Rock, with the world becoming more divided, it was frankly hard to keep that sense of spaciousness that I came back home with. And I came to a point, maybe every artist does when they're preparing for a show, where I was like, what did I get myself into? What did I do? I need a couple more pieces, and I'm not feeling spacious. And then I thought about when I was in France, I somehow got this idea to start painting scrolls. I'd always loved Asian art, and somehow it had never occurred to me until I went to another continent. And so I thought, you know what? I think I'll paint a couple more scrolls, and maybe I'll get that sense back. And so these two pieces came out of that, and I do feel that I did reconnect with a sense of spaciousness in this piece. I do love the sense of the unknown, how this shape evolved, was out of my hands in a certain way, but I do feel like I came back to that inner sense of spaciousness. It's called The Arc of My Ascent. This is acrylic on canvas. This is what's called washi paper, a Japanese type of paper. And when I say that it was out of my hands, I wanted to paint it, and then it sort of started falling apart when I was trying to put it on because it was very wet. But somehow I was able to make use of that, make use of the holes that developed and make something, I hope, beautiful out of it. Obviously, it's a bird, and this might be flames, could be a phoenix, doesn't have to be. I like to leave my titles and my paintings open-ended enough so that I don't prevent you from an even better thought than I had. But also, I have gotten very interested in using horsehair. And if this is a flame, I'd like to think that it's connected to the center of the earth, which is molten and fiery. But don't let me stop you from finding something completely different in it. But the horsehair is so gossamer, and it seems to call to something that I want to express. So you'll see it in several of the pieces in this show. I think more and more I'm certainly appreciating the space that a public library provides to the community. No pressure, come and sit, stare into space, or travel with a book or a fishing rod. The show is called SPACIOUS. It's at the beautiful Argenta Library Gallery. I hope you'll come and see the show in this beautiful space and find something to take away with you. One of my favorite quotes, I think it was Edward Hopper, said, "If I could say it in words, I wouldn't need to paint it." So I think I'm just gonna put the period there.